Am revenit în direct, trecem de la piața de IT, piața de resurse umane, la piața de curierar. Alături de mine este Yannick MOOIJMAN, CEO Cargus. Yannick, thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you for having me, Christy.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure.
Likewise.
So, you are CEO of Cargus. Cargus is
number 3 in the market.
on the market, okay? After Fan Courier and
Same day, correct.
How is the market?
The market is doing well.
Well?
I think, yes,
Okay.
I would say better than last year. We had a very good end of year. So we saw already that volume started to pick up. Our service was very good during peak. We believe that we got also volume from our competitors, where they were struggling more with volumes than we did. And as a result of that, we had an excellent start of the year. So our volumes peaked, and as a result of that, we have
The volume is the main indicator in this market?
I would say so, volume
Okay.
and revenue, both, because we should not forget quality of revenue,
Yeah.
as I always say.
I put you this question because this market, e-commerce, is the growth is down. It's not the same growth as it was in last year, 2022 or 2020. Okay, so the market's slowing down. It's not on the minus, but it's slowing down.
I think it depends on how you look at that. For the Romanian market versus the European market, right? So, and that's our whole point. Our strategy is not only to focus on the Romanian market, but to also, take the opportunities from the markets around us and volumes that go to the Romanian market. So,
but how you can cope the other markets? Because Cargus is a Romanian market. In Romanian market, you deliver the goods, the services outside Romanian, or what?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're in the process of doing that, and soon we will have very important news related to that.
Okay.
So when I came on board, the company was already started to focus on international, had plans, but we executed them not at the pace that I would like to see. While we believe that it is a great opportunity for growth. So we started to really focus on that. And where in 22, end of 22, when I came on board, that portion of our business was almost non-existing. Today, it's close to 20% of
20%
our total business.
20% outside Romania.
Well, let me explain. So obviously, there is a flow into Romania and a flow out of Romania. We started to focus on the volumes into Romania. That is logical because we have a network in Romania, as you just said, and we would like to leverage that network, fill it with goods from abroad.
Okay.
So what we did is we went out, and Poland was the first market where we focused on to actually find customers that
wants to deliver in
that
Romania.
want to deliver in Romania,
Okay.
and then they have the option to either bring it to Romania and then hand it over to us, or we take it from them in the country of origin, in this example, Poland.
And right now, what is the best solution for them, for a Poland company?
Yeah.
To go in Poland to take their goods and come here in Romanian, or they come here in a logistics center and you deliver in the country?
As a lawyer would say, it depends. It depends on, I think, the size of the company. So very large companies, they have so much volume in each of the countries that they serve that they can afford to have their own trucking back and forth.
Okay.
And very often they have that already in place. And therefore they hand it over to us in country, and then we take it from there. In most cases, that is Oradea or Timișoara or Arad in certain cases. Then you have mid-sized customers and small customers that have less volumes and that cannot afford to run their own trucks. So for those companies, it's very attractive to hand it to us in the country of origin, Poland. So for that reason, we also opened a cross-dock facility. So where customers can come to us, hand it over, we do the sorting, and then it leaves on our trucks to Romania. And that's the third option, we go to their door and we pick it up. So in that case, it's what we call full mile. It's from the origin country from their door all the way to the door of their consumer in Romania.
Poland is the main market outside Romania.
At this moment, yes.
Yes, and
but
the
we work
second-
on other.
Do you have another second market with the same solution?
Yes. So we're focusing on Czech, Slovakia, Germany.
Germany.
And in all those countries, we also have feet on the ground. So we have our own people working that market from a commercial point of view.
So you don't work with, let's say, outsourcing from Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, and the other.
We do.
You do. Okay.
Because for the last mile, so that is the pickup to our premises in Poland, or the delivery if we do the reverse, we
last
need last mile partners. And so we have developed a partner network per country that could be different partners. And that is how things started. So that was our initial focus, is to bring goods into Romania. Now we're focused on actually planning for the reverse. So we say we have a very large customer base in Romania, and we want to help the Romanian businesses
to deliver
to
outside.
export to other countries, and with that to open horizons for them that maybe today don't exist.
It's the same model like same day, no?
Yes, but my understanding is with same day it's always linked to the EMAC business model, and their primary focus is on Hungary and Bulgaria.
Yes.
Our focus is, as I just explained, other markets, markets where we know that there is large e-commerce volumes to Romania, and markets like Germany, Spain, France, and so on are also important markets for Romanian companies. So we believe that the best business model is that where we offer total Europe, and that's what we're in the process of rolling out.
Right now, let's say, at the beginning in June 2024, how is the situation of Cargus? I mean in figures. What is the volume? What was the volume last year? What was the turnover last year?
Yeah. So I will refrain from saying exact numbers because for competitive reasons, but I can tell you that our revenue in the first quarter grew double digit. Our volumes and revenue in April, May actually grew even more than that. So again, double digit. But let's say
do you have an explication for this figure?
Yes, I do. So a large part of that is driven by large customers, both in Romania and international, but especially the international piece, because there we have landed large customers. Some of them already started with us in 23. They wanted to see, hey, how is Cargus doing? What's the quality that we get? What's the responsiveness of the company? How do they perform in peak? And as I told you earlier, peak, we had a phenomenal peak last year with good results on the service side. And as a result of that, volume started to go up. So they trusted us with more volume. Their businesses grew. They had also new companies, sometimes providing them with business. So the sum of all of that helped us to grow our business significantly.
What was the figure for last year for Cargus?
In terms of what?
Turnover.
In turnover, it was about 105 million euros.
105?
So 500 million RON.
Okay. And in terms of profit, EBITDA, what is your figures?
EBITDA was around 8 million.
8 million euro.
Euro.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
What is at this moment? What is your capacity to grow?
We have unlimited capacity to grow. I mean, if you look at our network, that's always the first thing that you look at. And actually, we started to do this a couple of months ago. We said, let's take our 5 to 10 year plan. Normally, we plan 3 to 5 years, but for long range planning, you do 10 years out. And you start to look at all your facilities in the network, all the hiccups, and you start to identify, based on those growth expectations, where in your network you will have issues when. We came to the conclusion that besides one location, we don't need to actually invest significantly in order to handle the growth for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years.
So you don't need more investment, I mean huge investment.
No huge investments.
To growth, to
Yes.
deliver the double-digit growth.
And by the way, we're asset light, so that means if we need bigger buildings, we either work with our current landlords to have an expansion in the location that we're at, or we move somewhere else. And that will increase maybe rental cost because we have more floor space, but it doesn't require a huge investment. What does require investment in those cases is the equipment that you have in the building to do the sorting in support of the overall operations.
How many, let's say, trucks, car in your fleet? You have your own fleet, or you take outsourcing?
Yeah, no, we're fully outsourced.
Fully
Outsourced. So we don't have any drivers on the payroll. On an average, we have 2,000 to 2,500 drivers daily. It depends on
daily.
volume fluctuations. And then we have about 500 trucks that help us to
outsourcing.
Also outsourced.
Okay.
Everything outsourced.
So you are on only, let's say, the name, Cargus, the investment, and the plan. And then you outsource all the services.
I think that's way too easy to explain our business.
Yeah, sure.
No, I mean, yeah, the drivers are outsourced, and they are extremely important component of our business. Let that be said. I mean, they are the face of the company to the consumers, and also our customers from whom they pick up. So they are like key. But it's not the only key component. It's what you do in this network. We manage the network. We make sure that volume goes in from a sales perspective. We win customers in the first place. And then that volume needs to go through that network. The design, the daily execution of that network is ours. So we need to make sure that the drivers get their packages on time at the destination in order to be able to deliver. That whole game, what you commit to, how fast you move that through your network at different cost, is all us. And obviously it also requires like extreme interaction with the drivers on a daily basis. They're an extension of us. They need to be motivated. We need to communicate properly. We need to work together to make it so. Even though we're 700 people in the company, our entire company with all drivers and everything is 4,000 people. And that
4,000.
And that needs to be a humming machine. That cannot. All those people need to know in which direction we're going, what their role is in achieving that, and then making sure that on a daily basis you deliver. And that is the challenge in our industry: is to do this, what we do, every day in, day out, as good as we do it.
It's not a boring operation.
It's not. It's not.
To run this kind of company. What is your history?
My own history as a person, born and raised in the Netherlands. I lived there until '98, so late in my 20s, and then I actually moved. My first move was to Italy.
Italy.
I worked for KLM in those days.
So you work in transportation, logistics.
People often think that. Yes, but I was on the passenger side. So we moved passengers, not boxes and containers. But I did that always on the marketing side, marketing, sales, commercial. And then after a while, I decided to do something else. I joined UPS. I moved to Belgium. I worked in Belgium.
But in the same industry.
Yeah, but
transportation.
Logistics. I would say logistics, because KLM is more on the passenger side, transportation.
For the people.
We do logistics. It's the whole thing, including warehousing and etc. But I did that for a while and then moved to Germany. I worked in the corporate office in Atlanta in the US, Then I moved back to Belgium. I did strategy, I did M&A, and
How
then
come that you come here in Romania?
Well, my last assignment with UPS was in Budapest. And in Budapest, I was responsible as the general manager for 4 countries. And one of those countries included Romania.
Okay.
And at a certain moment, somebody knocked on my door and said, hey, are you not in for a new adventure? Cargus is looking for a CEO.
And Romanian, it was an adventure?
No, I knew the country already because of my former experience, but I didn't live there, so that's always different, right? You only start, in my view, to really get to know a country and its people when you live in country. So yeah, the opportunity knocked on my door, and I looked at it, and I really liked it.
Cargus belonged to an investment fund, Mid Europa,
yes.
who had Regina Maria and Profi, and Cargus is the 3rd investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think Cargus will come with 1 billion valuation, 1 billion euro?
I would be lying if I would say yes. But our plan is in the next coming years to double the revenue. So that's our
double
plan.
the revenue.
Double the revenue. And that means
organically or to acquire another
no, organically.
Okay.
Organically, yeah. At least for now, that's the plan.
Okay.
Right. And the way to do that is to actually, as I said, focus on international to make sure, because that expansion you need to support that strong growth goal. Like, for instance, IMEC same day is doing, and also fun. But we really believe in becoming a pan-European player, and that to be the foundation for achieving those growth numbers. And that is both, volumes going from Romania to Europe, volumes from Europe to Romania, but also Europe to Europe that might not touch Romania.
But this market, it's not covered for the UPS or the DHL or other big company. Do you think you'll find a new business there?
Absolutely. And I think the reason is that the larger players in the market have different cost structures than we have. So, and I know this very well from my UPS time, where obviously also we try to penetrate the B2C market, e-commerce market. But I think we're well equipped with the cost structures that we have to take our share of the pie. Another thing that differentiates us, and I think not only from the big companies, but in general, is the fact that we're small. Because we're small and we don't have too many layers, we're agile. We have a very clear focus on an idea of where we want to be and how we're going to get there. And that makes us nimble and fast. And so we can respond very quickly to opportunities. We have extremely fast decision making and then followed by that fast execution. But with focus on quality, and everything we do is structural. We're not, tripping over ourselves to hit growth numbers without, making sure that what we do is anchored in such a way that we deliver quality at the same time.
Do you think right now EMAG is number 1 in the market? Okay, is the leader of the market, e-commerce market. Do you think another player can come here in the market? I mean, Allegro from Poland, very well, or, Amazon, or you name
Scroots
it.
From Greece, for instance.
Yeah.
Scroots. Yes, the answer is...
This is enough market for other big player, to conquer with Amazon, with EMAG?
I think so, yes. I mean, look at what's currently happening with, for instance, Temu, and other Chinese players entering the market. They are big. They have big funds behind them.
Yeah.
They have aggressive commercial programs to support them, supported by all kinds of digital, new ways of using digital and reaching that consumer. And they take their share of the market. So one is market growth, the other one is competition and from whom. my vision is that, and actually I talked with my team and some customers of ours about this in the last couple of days, that ultimately the market in Europe, this is not going to be a Romanian market play. This is going to be a pan-European play. And I think there ultimately will be two other real big marketplaces that will,
Come here in Romania?
No, whether they come here in Romania, it depends on who is one of those two, right? But you mentioned Allegro before. I think they are a player that has the potential, given where they are coming from, their experience, the size that they have right now, and the capabilities to be a dominant market player, and to, at least in Mid and Eastern Europe, to really grow and be, dominant players in the market versus Amazon, right?
I think for Amazon Romania, it's a small market.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't invested in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think in Eastern Europe, there's lots of opportunity.
They cover from Poland. Amazon cover from Poland, this part of the Europe.
Well, actually, even in my home country, the Netherlands, Amazon is not directly present. So they serve, they have created a Dutch website, but they serve from Germany.
You work with Shein or Temu?
We're in the process of, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously they're important players, and we want to work with them. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If you look at the Romanian market, what is the challenges right now? Is the prices, the deliver, its infrastructure, name it?
I would say the number one is infrastructure, I would still say.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, when you run a network like ours and our competitors too, and you have all those trucks.
It's the same road for everybody. Okay.
Exactly. And so that is really something that should be tackled. And if Romania wants to accelerate its growth, it needs to be captured. I think depending on what type of jobs, it could be difficult to find people.
And right now, in what field is it?
For instance, drivers. Drivers always has been a problem. And by the way, this is not a Romanian thing. No, this is everywhere in Europe.
Okay.
But I think Romania, in that respect, has a double dipper because it's a phenomena all over Europe. And then Romanian drivers also sometimes decide to work in Germany or Belgium and so on. So that makes the problem here even bigger. Interestingly enough, you have then countries, Asian countries, that the people from those countries coming to Romania to do the job of the Romanian. So you get this migration stream. And I would say in certain commercial roles, it's also not always that easy to find good people. But that are very
commercial?
Commercial,
specific
but very
field.
specific roles. So you cannot generalize that. So that I would say are the two most, the biggest challenges. Other than that, I don't see too many. Maybe one to call out, obviously, is the increase of the minimum wage. And I understand that in the context of inflation, but it's more the speed at which it happened. I mean, one last year and another one coming this year.
First July, and then
last year,
European required.
My understanding is that this is still a local decision because in the Netherlands, for instance, we didn't do the same thing at the same time. Every country decides their own policies in that respect.
I think in 2026 will be in a minimum wages European required. And in the case in Romania, we'll need to rise from 2,300 until 3,000 lei in 2026.
Yeah, but my point is, I understand that, but I think it was announced the October one of last year, somewhere in the summer or September.
Okay.
So it fell very quick, and then another one now in July.
How is the economy doing? Because you see very well. you move things, you move goods, and you see if the commercial trade is up or down.
Yeah. From our perspective, things were much better than we expected they would be when we made our plans last year. Yeah. So I would say last year we started off well in the first quarter, and then we had a sharp dip in the April summer period. And then it started to pick up, and as I explained earlier, the last quarter we really saw a strong uptick. I think that was also driven by the quality of our services, so it's difficult always to see those things in isolation. And this continued so far in this year. So we have seen very positive momentum in the Romanian market. And yeah, we're positive also about what's going to happen for the remainder of the year.
Third quarter and fourth quarter. Yeah?
Yes,
you are
exactly.
Positive. Okay.
Extremely positive.
And for 2025, when the taxes will be up?
Well, they will be up as of July, right? So
No, in minimum, in the wages.
Yeah. I understand. Listen, I mean, they are a reality, right? So we have to work with that as a result of that. So you asked me earlier, how do you measure success in this business? Is it only volume? And I said, no, it's volume revenue and it's quality of revenue. So one of the tasks that we have is to explain customers that in an environment like this where costs continue to rise, that it is also logical
the tariff
that
will need to be up.
Yes, because also our drivers and everybody in the company says, hey, costs go up, we need to earn more. So that is part of the game. The other part that we fully control ourselves is how we run our operations. And next year, 25, what we want to do is, we have been working on this since the beginning of 23, is to optimize the way we run our operations network and also how we let our drivers deliver. And what I then mean is that the way we dispatch our drivers, the way we allocate volumes to drivers, the way we then inform consumers about what they can expect when they get their package, and then provide a time window and a follow my driver solution. That are the things we want to implement early 25.
Okay.
And that
to
also...
be like Uber.
Yeah, you could say so.
Okay.
And, competitors in other markets do this. Why I bring this up
The client will open your solution application, Cargus, instead of Uber, and see where is his
the
order.
Yeah, or they get an SMS or an email, and it says, we will be, at your place at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And they will get that message in the morning. Then they should be able to track the driver, let's say 30 minutes before delivery. They should be able, by clicking on the link, to see where the driver is. And they should be able to actually change the direction if they want. Like, I'm not home, come back tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah. So you are positive this year, okay, the results and the economic activity. What was the most interesting order you take last year?
The most interesting order?
Yeah. Deliver, I don't know. A car, I know.
I would say
wolf.
Yeah. I would say that the interesting things that we started is the revamping of our network. So when I came on board, we realized that quite some centers are not up to our standards. They're not up to our standards because they don't give us the productivity, etc., that we want. But very important, the working environment for our people was in those locations. We felt not up to the standard that we should have. And so we built a plan, and that plan was we focused on 10 locations that we wanted to either relocate, build a new facility, etc. 2 of those have been covered. This year we do another 4, and next year we will do 4, and then our whole network is up to the standards that we have set.
State of
You
art.
might have seen our communication on CBU that went live last month. And CBU is one of our hubs, so a very important location in the middle of the country. We went to a brand new state-of-the-art building together, built by CTP. And we're using that now, and yeah, it's fantastic.
It's working. But the order,
the order,
the most interesting order you take, if you remember something.
Of last year.
Yeah.
I
Or
would say
this year.
that this links back again to international. It is the fact that we start new customers that have agreed with us to work. And one is LPP from, it's a multi-brand fashion brand in
fashion
Poland.
brand, LPP.
And yesterday we were in Greece. I met with Scroots, which is a local marketplace. And we have decided to work together.
To work together, and they want to start a new marketplace here in Romania, yeah?
No, not I mean,
yet.
they might have plans. I don't want to speak for them.
Yeah.
They might have plans in the future, but what they want is to allow Romanian sellers to use their marketplace in Greece to sell to Greek
market.
Consumers. Exactly. And we're helping them with that. So we had our first run 2 days ago. And that excites me. New customer. New run.
And this new customer, what deliver in the Greek market?
They have a marketplace, so they don't have goods themselves. They actually bring supply and demand together, and they allow people to transact on their marketplace, and that they deliver in country. But in this case, the goods come from Romania. So we bring them to Greece and they deliver there.
Ok. Yannick, thank you very much for this discussion. Cam atât a fost ZF Live din această săptămână cu mine. De luni vă revedeți cu Sorin și să nu uitați duminică să mergeți să votați. Că asta până la urmă este datoria noastră. O zi bună și un weekend bun în continuare.
Știu ce spun.
Cresc tensiunile dintre Statele Unite și China. Au ieșit și s-au atacat reciproc.
Nu se poate. Unul fără celălalt ar fi dezastru.
Știu ce te interesează.
Ciolacu vrea să mai scadă din atribuțiile primarului de București. Nu a întrebat pe nimeni, nici măcar pe specialiștii lui.
Mi se pare aberant.
Știu cum să te fac curios.
A început invazia avatarurilor care vor fi profesori în școlile din Europa. E un mare succes.
Tu nu te duci la școală doar ca să afli lucruri noi. Școala te pregătește să fii un bun cetățean.
Știu cum să te emoționezi.
Singurătatea este una din bolile secolului.
Ai nevoie de tine, în primul rând, și apoi de oameni.
Să stai un pic să te așezi emoțional.
Știu să convin.
Republica Moldova este acuzată că a încălcat drepturile omului.
I-ați blocat la mantinelă pe niște candidați care nu vă plăceau. Așa face și Putin. Care mai e diferența între tine și Putin?
Cu alte cuvinte, Uniunea Europeană a spus
Maia
că...
Sandu putinistă?
Nu?
Știu să câștig.
Rămânem prieteni, da?
Promit.
Știu, deci știi.